Good morning everyone, and thanks for watching. I recently picked up a beginner's book to philosophy and I just read the section on reverse psychology. So before I tell you all where this baby oil is going, make sure that you don't subscribe, don't like this video, don't comment, and don't go check out my other videos in this playlist, whatever playlists are, if you want to see more videos about the Buick. Speaking of the Buick, I bought a thing. It's in this box, because of course it's in a box. I'm gonna try and open it with a knife and one hand. Let's see if I can get this done. Yep. All right, in the box we have a box. Does it say what it is? There we go, yes. A smoke diagnostic leak tester. Diagnostic leak tester. I think I said that right. So this just fills my intake up with smoke and then I can tell where it leaks from. This was, like most things I own, the result of searching for something on Amazon, filtering by Prime shipping, and then selecting price, lowest to highest, and buying the first thing on the list. So it's probably gonna work once and then never again, but once is all I need it for, really, except I own a BMW, so probably at least 20 more times. Here we go. All right, it is one-handed camera time. We got some foam. Yep, okay. Oh, hey, the device itself. Oh, it's actually kind of heavy. It actually doesn't feel like it's built like crap. Got a big clicky switch there on the front. It's aluminum, some plastic. What's this say? Smoke output, and I think the oil goes there. So yeah, it's about as simple as it gets. Just gonna set you there for now. And another box. Boy, we really like putting boxes on boxes on boxes on boxes, don't we? More meat for the grinder, more cardboard for my burn barrel. Okay, we have one of the smoke tubes. We have one of the smoke tubes. We have some of the smoke. Oh no, these are, it actually comes with like corks for blocking stuff off. I don't need any of these for this application, but that's a super nice thing to include. I actually did not know it came with that. Looks like we've got the power cable, clamps to a standard 3-prong like PC style connector. A lot of mischief you could have with a cable like that. And yep, is this the instructions? Oh my God. What a pretentious way to do the instructions. What's this? Service card, certificate of conformity. Wow. And a service card. It's got freaking Sputnik on it for some reason. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, to use, fill with oil, and then plug in. Actually, not the worst manual. With long time high temperature, the smoke and oil will oxidize and deteriorate. It will infect the surface light of smoke-generated parts, so please change smoke and oil regularly. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. So I guess I'm kind of on my own for what that does, because or what the heck this is, for that matter, because the instructions are pretty much useless. But the baby oil, or mineral oil, goes in there. You plug it in, and I guess use this on a vacuum line to see where your smoke comes from. I took the intake boot off of here and then put this bag all the way. Oh, I thought it was all the way. Well, I'm going to cap off the entire intake with the plastic bag so that it holds the smoke and pressure in the system. Let me fix my bag fitment there. Here's the setup. It smells like baby oil in here like none other. We've got the thing doing a big old dangle. It's got some amount of baby oil in it. We've got the line coming down into here. This line usually goes to this vacuum actuator for the supercharger bypass. This is a brand new vacuum line, so I know that's good. That goes in this manifold, which just goes into the entire intake system. Bop, bop, beep, bop, boop. That should tell us where we have any leaks. So let's plug her in. Oh, it's just going. Is it on? Oh, okay, that's weird. Is it making smoke? Looks like something on the bottom of the throttle body. I think it might actually be the throttle body gasket. Okay, I think I've got figured out what it is. It's this lower EGR tube to, well, it's the EGR tube into the lower intake manifold. I'm gonna turn on the smoke and we can take a look at it. Yeah. I did get a 10 mil on there, and I tried to tighten it down a little, but it's really as tight as it goes. I think that is just damaged, and so we might have to delete our EGR maybe. Yeah, like I feel like I'm going to break the ratchet if I go any tighter than that. Oh, my eyes. Better hit that dabberoonie, am I right? Oh, shit. You know what they say, in 1 year, out your mother. I wonder if there's any like serious health concerns with this. It is just vaporized baby oil, so I mean, it's for babies. I'm perfectly qualified for this. POV, you have a smoke machine. That thing's pretty good, actually. I quite like it. It works a lot better than I expected it to. I still don't quite understand what the power button does because it runs when it's off and then it changes the sound once you turn it on. So I wish the trains on my model railroad when I was a kid put out that much smoke. That was genuinely impressive. Would have annoyed the hell out of my parents, which is a bonus. So I guess what this means now is I've got to take that EGR tube out. Hopefully I can figure out what's making it leak. I could buy a new one for like $40 and put it in there, or I could fix it for free with some copper RTV, which is probably what I'm gonna do. So let's get that thing out. Just kidding. I already did. And we actually did use some copper RTV on reassembly. This is a side that wasn't leaking. You can see there's copper RTV all around it. This is a side that is leaking. There's a couple spots that didn't get any RTV on there, but also I have no idea if it matters or not, but this piece is bent a little bit. So I'm gonna straighten that out. I'm gonna use a generous, we were pretty conservative with the RTV. I'm gonna use a generous helping. And then I'm gonna stick this back in and we'll wait until tomorrow. Then we'll give it another smoke test. This entire shop reeks of baby oil now, so I need to get some fans going and open the front door. But yep, glove up. Smear some RTV all over here and stick it back in, and actually I'm gonna clean out the hole. I'm gonna see if I can get a wire brush in the hole and see if I can scoop some stuff out of it. There might actually be some debris in there that's causing this to not seal properly. But I feel like my problem is probably that little piece that got missed with the RTV because we were trying not to, you know, glob it on there. Permatex Ultra Copper gasket maker for exhaust, so it is high temp stuff. It's glove time. Side note, this box of gloves was $40. They don't even like have gloves at Harbor Freight anymore. You gotta go to O'Reilly's and it's $40 hairs. A year ago, this box was $17. Nice fillet there around the sealing surface. I did get this more or less round again. Just gonna do the same here. There's pretty much no way that doesn't seal. I will be genuinely impressed. That is ready to go back in the car. Come on, just gotta get the threads to engage. I think what I'm gonna do, those aren't tightened down. I think I'm going to leave those to get sort of sticky. So I'm gonna come back in like 3 hours and then I'm gonna actually tighten them down. And that'll just keep it all the material from just squishing out. That'll let it kind of harden into an actual gasket, and then I can actually tighten down on that gasket instead of just squishing the material out the sides. I think that might be the key to this whole thing. That was a significant amount of RTV, so hopefully we're good now. And then tomorrow, I'll come in and I'll smoke test this again. make the entire shop smell like garbage, and then hopefully we're good to go. It's now tomorrow. I got those tightened up after a few hours. Let's just give them a little bit more of a tweak just to get them all locked down, and then we'll do a smoke test again and see where we're at. Contact. Color me confused. That is definitely enough RTV to make a seal. It seemed to be leaking from the bottom part right here, and that should definitely be enough. I'm thinking I might take all that off and try an O-ring. Now, this does get warm, but in the naturally aspirated cars, that goes right into a plastic manifold. So I think a O-ring will hold up. We'll see. Hopefully very soon. Okay, well, I figured it out. And unfortunately, it's not something I'm going to be able to fix. If I go and plug one end, blow into the other end here. You can hear air. There is a crack obscured by this cover here. Somewhere in there, it is leaking. You can also tell because it's all wet with the baby oil right in there. So this is junk. Usually they crack right along these ribs, either here or here, and it's very, very obvious, but not the case for me because I'm just lucky like that. So I guess I get to get on Rock Auto now, or a new one of these things, because of course there's none available locally. So, crap. In the biggest plot twist of 2021, there was an EGR pipe in stock, in town, at one very specific AutoZone. Shout out to AutoZone for having the worst website ever that doesn't actually let you search by what's in stock where. I was in the store ordering something to be like shipped in next day, and they said, oh wait, there's one in stock across town, because apparently they're the only ones that can see that. This feels heavier. Yeah, that's definitely a bit more substantial than what came out of the car. So you can see here, it kind of crushes when it goes in. So this is probably like not meant to be reused a whole bunch. And let's see, do we have, oh, I bet that's where mine broke. There's a, mine's too dirty to see it, but there's a weld all around here. But does it leak? It does not. It makes a very pretty flute though. So, let's get this in and see if we're good to go. I'm excited. I'm real excited. Okay, so I gotta snake this. I got it. I just took it back out and then I bent it. So it was kind of a straight line, and this one, as you can see, is bent in two directions. And once I did that, it literally just slipped right into place. Go figure. So now I just need to get my bolts and my bolt and my nut on there, and then we can smoke test it again and see how we're doing. More nice and shiny parts on my old junk. I absolutely love it. All right, let's give this another shot and see what happens. Well, that's pretty disappointing. I was pretty ready to go drive this car, but I guess now we'll just take the throttle body off. Let's take it apart some more, yay! 8 years later, I've got the throttle body off and the mounting surfaces all nice and cleaned up, all ready for the new gasket. That sucked. I got the pipe removed, checked out the mating surfaces. They seemed pretty clean, but I gave them a good old cleaning with some stuff, wire brush, the whatever you call this stuff, I don't actually remember, and then just cleaned out all the debris here. And then I got those nipped back up, and as I was just one-handing it with this ratchet, all the threads got pulled out of that. So I ended up finding a longer bolt that was able to engage with the threads that were left and get that tightened up pretty good. I think there's just no reason why that should leak now. Everything is clean, everything's good to go. It's tightened down more than I think it should be, but we'll see. It should be problem free when I put this back together. So now the throttle body's ready to go back on. I've got a Velcro gasket. It's the same kind of garbage that came off, these crappy sandwich whatevers. And then we'll test it again. I'm slowly going insane. It's time for Fun Facts with Jake. On the naturally aspirated 3800 cars, the EGR valve goes straight into the plastic upper intake manifold. So I put a nitrile O-ring on there and it seals now. I'm gonna go drive it now and we'll see if all my problems are solved. If so, I'll probably come back and take it apart again and put a bunch of high temp RTV all over it, and we'll see if that solves anything this time. I don't know. My revs don't hang on cold start anymore, so that's a good sign. Go grab my my OBD2 dongles so we can read our fuel trims, and I guess we'll go for a drive. So I had a thought. When I did the lower intake manifold, I took the supercharger off, and the EGR pipe goes into the lower intake manifold, then it does a sharp 90-degree bend up, goes through a hole in the throttle body up into the, well, no, not through the throttle body, through the supercharger, up into the supercharger just past the throttle body. What seals that is rubber O-ring. So I don't think it's a permanent solution, but I think that O-ring is going to stick around for a while, because my long-term fuel trims, that's dang good. 5.5% long-term, and it's pretty steady, and this is just cruising at 65 miles an hour. That's well within reason. Anything under 10% is more or less within about what you'd expect. So now what I'm curious about is, now that my long terms aren't all weird, does that mean that my wide open throttle performance is any better? So let's do a pull. That feels pretty good. It's back. This thing is back. And I'm excited because this means I can now do some performance testing and see exactly what this setup gets you. Because keep in mind, the only actual performance mods I've done is a tune and a pulley. That's it. Oh, and a belt, for what that's worth. Everything else has all been maintenance. So, if you have an L67 and HP tuners, just do a tune and some different fuel and a 3.4-inch pulley, and you'll get whatever I'm getting. I don't necessarily recommend this setup because of the cold starting issues, and the reason cold starting issues wouldn't be a problem with another setup is because the injector compensation in HP tuners doesn't seem to apply to everything, like cranking enrichment. It is completely ignoring those values for some reason and not spitting enough fuel, which means if I put bigger injectors in, it won't compensate the other way, and it'll just squirt in more fuel on cold start, and that'll work out, and the car will start fine. Because, you know, my buddy Zeph, he's done a dozen of these builds, and he's never had these cold starting issues like me, but he's also never done it on stock injectors, I don't think. So that'll be pretty cool. I've actually got some bigger injectors sitting in a bag, ready to go in. But that's for a future video. First, we got to see what this setup's like. It's just good to be back in this thing. This thing's an absolute boat, and I love it. So comfy on my bad back that hurts because I've been working on it. It's funny how that works. I am just a silhouette because it's getting dark. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.